Jason, I want to know about you. I don't know if you have kids, but I want to know about your kids. I want to know about your dog. I want to know what you're eating. I want to know what you're doing. Why? Because I connect with you. This is a relationship business. I want to work with people that I know and trust. What's up? I'm going to make it a little bit less formal. We're going to chill a little bit. We're going to talk. I'm going to come to you. I want to start off with a story. What's up, Doe? I didn't see you. Nice. I'm going to take you back to 2016. See your idea, walking through, sitting there. I got you. 2016, I was having an amazing year. 2015, I had just broken 100 million in production. It's my first year ever. I was like, damn, we can do this. Lab Coat Agents, was on a rampage. We were growing. Inman had said, Tristan's the darling of real estate. I'm like, damn, what does that mean? I like it. We were doing really well. And then, at the end of October, towards the end, 2016, my whole world came crashing down. You can Google it. I know some of you are newer, so you don't know my history. But I had a few people say that I had talked some pretty nasty shit about women. They attributed some comments that never came out of my mouth to me. What happened? And by the way, it's the first time I'm talking about it in public like this. What happened was that nobody verified. But I had to deal with that repercussion. I got fired from Keller Williams. I lost contracts. I lost speaking engagements instantly. I had people texting me saying, why don't you just quit real estate right now? I had people call me, leave me messages saying, you're disgusting. I'm going to leave that there. If I'm looking for my water later, it's right here. You're disgusting. You should get out of this business. There's no way you should be running Lab Coat Agents. I had to immediately get on the call with Facebook, because that was one of my clients. I ran their real estate advisory board for 4 years. And say, hey, Facebook, there's some news out there. It's fake news. This is before fake news became fake news, right? I'm like, there's fake news. I'm just letting you know. And they're like, what is it? I ran through it with them. They ran it through their PR. And they're like, okay, you're good. We know you. I called Fidelity National Title, multi-billion-dollar company, went all the way up, talked to everybody I needed to. They said, we got your back. Not all of them were like that, though. I talked to some people, they're like, no, we just can't stand behind you. You can Google it right now. In the span of 5 days, we had over 3 million views on a few articles. 1 article, 2 articles, 3 articles, 4. They just kept coming. And it started to destroy my business. I mean, I'm not even going to talk to you about how I did internally. My family suffered. Dove remembers. A lot of you remember who've been there. And a lot of you stood by me. You understood. The thing is, after the investigations were done, Keller Williams hired me back. And they're like, oh yeah, you didn't do it. At that point, it was too late. But you know what I learned? Fucking shit's gonna happen. And that's where we're at right now. Shit's happening to you right now. And if it's not, guess what? It's gonna happen. Things are gonna get harder, whether it's in real estate or whether it's your personal life. I don't know how your health is doing, what you're going through with your family. I don't know what you're going through with finances, any losses. I don't know any of that. But I can tell you, as humans, we're guaranteed to go through this shit. It's part of the process. This is why I love, not that title, resilience. I love resilience. This is what we're about as humans. And yet, you look at that word, and a lot of you here aren't going to make it. I remember when I was in law school, my law school professor would be like, look to your left, look to your right, Tristan. They're not going to make it. I didn't make it, by the way. I didn't know I was one of those people. I didn't make it through. And I'm telling you the same thing. This is about to get harder. I'm not talking about a crash. I'm talking about real estate right now. We've gone from 6 million homes sold to 4 million. We're brushing on the top of 3 here. And some of those that are being sold, they're not even seeing real estate agents. They're going through corporations. You got to have clarity. And when shit gets hard, what are you going to do? You're just going to scramble? She said, go to work. You need clarity. You know what got me through that shit time in my life? When I didn't even do anything and shit happened to me? I was like, why am I doing this? Why did I start lab coat agents for free to help real estate agents? Why? Should I leave? Is this for me? But I kept on having a chip on my shoulder that said, you're not going to let other people dictate how you win or lose. It's up to you. So I need you today, through this week, I need you to realize something that, and feel it, something that Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal over 2,000 years ago, close to 2,000 years ago. What stands in the way becomes the way. And you know what that is? It's you. You're standing in your own way. You already know what to do. You're sitting here listening to everyone, and yet you already know what to do. What's holding you back? Fear? Focusing on everything but what you need to do? Let me answer that email. Only you can answer that. But this is where it gets real. You want to be here next year, actually making money? Then you've got to get real with yourself. What does that look like? What does that look like to you? Hard work. As much automation as you put out there, this is a relationship business. Would you agree with me on that? This is why Zillow can't beat us. This is why Redfin can't beat us. Open Door can't beat us. This is a relationship business at heart. We need to show up every day for the people we're trying to help. They need to feel it before they can trust us. They don't care about what you have to say, what you're doing, until they know that you care about them. This is why I love Follow-Up Boss. Why? Because I feel like they care about me. This is why you're all here. Like, I know Dan cares about me. I know the crew, Stacy, Ricardo, Steve, Andrew, they all care. That's why we're here. This is how important it is. But you know what happens with resilience when we're not clear about why we're doing this? You fail, and then you don't adapt. The challenge is that a lot of you think that failure is not going to happen to you. I thought, oh yeah, I'm just going to keep on going. This trajectory is amazing. until shit hit me in the face. You know the thing about shit? It smells bad. I had to reference farts, okay? I couldn't figure out the title. I was like, fart? It smells bad. You can smell when shit's about to happen sometimes. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to get harder. You can smell it. You can see it. What are you doing about it? Just sitting around, planning, or are you actually taking action? I'd get closer to you over there, but it just resonates in my ear. It's like, so I'm going to go this way. Adapting is one of the most important things you can do and that you can train yourself to do. You know how you do it? You start showing up on things that challenge you hard. You don't half-ass things. You sit there. You increase your ability to focus for a longer period of time through trial and error. You have ADD, great, so does everybody else. Fucking focus. I've told this story before, but Warren Buffett, Bill Gates sitting in a room, Bill Gates' dad gets up, says, hey, let's play a game. Gave a little empty little card to Bill, gave a little empty card to Warren, said, okay, both of you, write down one word that you equate success to. They wrote it down, gives it back to the dad. The dad looks at it, he's like, oh, this is interesting. He's like, surprised. It's the same word. It's focus. And you know what you need right now? You need a lot of that to get through what we're about to get into. You're so distracted. You know, my friend says, Tristan, do me a favor. Whatever you do, be where your shoes are. I'm like, oh, that's easy to remember. Be where your shoes are. If you're with your kids, they need you 100%. They don't need 50% of you. If you're with your clients, they need 100% of you. Stop checking your damn phone. If you're here to learn, why the hell are you on social media right now? You're only doing a disservice to yourself. You're half-assing this, great. You get half-ass results. And then you wonder why. Adaptation is the key to growth. Consistent adapting through your whole life. It's the key to success because adapting allows you to tweak the things that aren't working. You only fail when you don't continually adapt. And the thing about adapting is that when you do it well, consistently, and you team up with amazing people, and you have amazing technology, and you have a plan, you start growing. I don't know about this, but the way I don't know about you, and I don't know that you've thought of this. You may have. But the tech you choose says a lot about you, because the way that I choose technology is I look at the people behind the tech, and that's how I choose my technology. Think about this. Follow-up boss. Not only Dan, but the crew. They care about me. I know they're not going to give me crap when I get it. They fix things. They listen to what I've got to say. And they fix things quickly, and they make it work. Look at Wailopo. I don't know if they're in here. Oh, Gabe was just on stage. The reason I went with them is because of Howard and G at the very beginning. I talked to them. They're brilliant, and you know what? They care a lot about us. What about a company like Rooster? The guy's finance. He's a brilliant dude. They hired Randy from Chime. They're consistently adapting and changing. Same thing with addressable mail. The guy came out of Facebook. He's the guy that created the little emojis. Thumbs up, happy face, heart. Who are the people that are running the tech that you have? Is it something that's not going to be here next year? Because that's your team. When you combine that tech when you combine the people, and when you combine your plan together, which I'm going to show you our plan, you start having real success in growth. And I think the problem is that a lot of us don't do that. A lot of us, this is us. Oh, damn, that looks great on lab coats. Leads, I'll sign up right now. Here's my credit card. Well, how are you going to use it? Did you even have time to look at the back end? I can sit here with a lot of you, and I know that a lot of you haven't even touched 50% of what all a follow-up boss can do for you right now. You don't know half the shit it can do. So, what I want you to do when you get clarity is I want you to take time to slow down and take a look at the things that you already have that you don't know how to use. Because a lot of it is so powerful and it's sitting right in front of you and you're just wasting away money. And you're like, that didn't work, let's go to the next thing. You know how many times people tell me why Lopo doesn't work is Google PPC sucks? And Google PPC, you know what it is? Number 1 visited website in the world is Google. Number 2 is YouTube, 3 Facebook, 4 Instagram, 5 Twitter. 4 of them are social, by the way. Number 1 is Google. You look at your competition, you can do it right now, any state, any city you want, type it in, homes for sale in, put it in. You can do homes for sale in Malibu. One of the top 3, sponsored, 4, sometimes all 4 are sponsored, will be Zillow, Redfin, Homes.com, or Realtor.com. It works for them. Y'all just seem to suck at converting online leads. Google PPC is incredible. You just have to have the right systems, the right processes, and the right mindset. Oh, you're just looking for homes? Okay, call me when you're ready. Hang up. Damn, online leads suck. That's what I hear all the time. All right, this section I call real estate prospecting. And for me, we set out a plan earlier this month for 2024 on how we're going to execute at a higher level as a team. The very first thing I'm focusing is my core database. Why? We look at everything, that's where most of our business is coming from. Core database means a couple of things here. Here's where we get it wrong. These are people that will recognize you at the supermarket. They'll recognize you when you're out on the beach, having fun in the mall, wherever you are. These are your core past clients and sphere. Do you have them categorized on Follow Up Boss as A, B, C, and D? What we do is we created a method. At the end of this, I have a QR code. You'll see the whole thing. You can just scan it. It'll go to you. So you don't have to take notes. Let me get some water. The HOP method. I have this in my book, Real Estate Prospecting. You can pick it up on Amazon. Here's the thing. With the HOP method, your brand needs to meet them at home, H. Your brand needs to meet them online. And your brand needs to meet them in person. Pretty easy. But you go through this, and you're like, well, Tristan, what does it mean for my brand to meet them at home? Addressable Mail did a study recently. They're in the booth downstairs. They do handwritten notes. And they did a study where they realized 99.5% of people open up envelopes and read it, handwritten notes. 99.5. You know how they found out? They put a $20 check and they had 99.5% people cash it. I was like, that's brilliant. It's a great way of doing it. Damn. They'll leave it to a guy from Facebook to figure that out, right? So when you look at online, the opportunities are endless, but I want to focus on a few here for you. Number 1 is social media. Why? 4 out of the top 5 websites in the world are social. What are you doing with social? A lot of you are like, oh, social doesn't work, Tristan. I don't get any engagement. I post things. Nobody does anything. Nobody says anything. Facebook lead ads suck. Instagram lead ads suck. Blah, blah, blah. Crap. Shut up. You go to where the consumer is. Where's the consumer in the United States? Over 70% of Americans are on Facebook. 70%. They have 3 billion monthly active users. First quarter, they just broke 3 billion. But Tristan, Facebook's dying. It belongs to the devil. Look, you can still use it. You just have to have a good intent behind it. Use it as a CRM. Here it is. I built this whole process for Facebook and Instagram when I worked with them. Ready? It's called LCM, like, comment, message, every day for 20 minutes. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. It works on all three. That means I'm scrolling through, you pop up on my screen, and I'm like, oh, what's your name? Jason, you pop up, and I'm like, oh, yeah, Jason and I go way back. Awesome. Like, comment, right? I'm like, oh, Jason, you're at the Follow Up Boss event. Cool, it looks like a cool event. Then I pick up the phone and I message you. And if I've got your cell phone number, I'm just going to text you. Even better, I'm going to do a video message and be like, dude, how was that event? That looked really cool. What are you doing? But I'm not going to say, hey, dude, you want to buy a home? I saw you at the event. And that's what a lot of us do. Like, comment, message. We taught this through so many different companies that are outside of real estate. We built that for Facebook. And the thing they loved about it is great. This engagement's amazing, Tristan. But the thing that we noticed, here's the thing. 2 things they noticed that they loved. 1, they said, Tristan, did you know that over 98% of the people responded back to these messages being sent to them on Messenger? Because they're already on. I go, I had no idea. He's like, yeah. And number 2, here's the kicker. Number 2, over 50% of them checked your profile and they want to know what you were up to. So if you're lacking engagement, it just means you're not engaging on social media. It requires a lot of love. This is a high-touch sport, social media. And if you're not getting the love, it's probably because you're posting shit, too. It's like, yeah. Like, what am I posting? Check me out. I just got another open house. It's amazing. I sold another house. But what about you? I want to know about you. Jason, I want to know about you. Right? I want to know what you're... I don't know if you have kids, but I want to know about your kids. I want to know about your dog. I want to know what you're eating. I want to know what you're doing. Why? Because I connect with you. This is a relationship business. I want to work with people that I know and trust. I want to know that you have a personality. Like, are you watching Star Wars, the new series, Ahsoka? I want to know that. Is it any good? Tell me. Have you watched Foundation on Apple Plus? If you haven't, you've got to watch Foundation. Insane. Now, in person. Here's the beautiful one. There are so many things you can do in person, but the one thing, I'm going to skip through the big events, the small lunches and dinners, which I highly suggest that you do. We do these. Our last big event was a Halloween event, 600 people. It was so great that the neighboring birthday party said, can we join yours? And I'm like, yeah, jump on in. It was crazy. I hate the big events. My team loves them. I think the key to this next market that we're in is the one-on-ones. You've got to slow down right now. You've got to put more love into the people that are producing the business that you want. If you've got referrals from a core amount of people, guess what you've got to do? Where's the one-on-one coffee? I want to sit down with you. And I'm not talking about one-on-one coffee so you can verbally tell me how amazing you are at real estate and how many homes you've sold. I want you to Chris Voss them. Everybody know Chris Voss? He's never split the difference. Yeah, they talk. They're talking to you. You're like, hey, I just went to Hawaii and I stayed in Oahu. And I'm like, oh, you stayed in Hawaii? Oh, yeah, Oahu. Oh, that's great. How was it? And they're like, oh yeah, it was great. It was amazing. I did this. And I went body surfing and I saw you saw dolphins, huh? Dude, that's amazing. Dolphin. And then, yeah, I saw it. I've never seen dolphins before. And then I went snorkeling. I saw some fish. You saw fish. What kind of fish did you see? That's it. And shut up. Nobody wants to know about how amazing you're doing in real estate. Nobody wants to know that crap. At the end of this whole thing, after they say, well, Tristan, how are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Real estate's kind of hard, but you know what? If you got anybody, send them over to me. But what about your kids? And they're like, oh, yeah, more about me. And you know what happens after when they close out? They're going to go back home and be like, there's something about Tristan. Every time I meet him, I like that guy. And then on top of everything that you're doing, because you're also meeting them online, you're retargeting them, hopefully, what is it, less than $100 to retarget 1,000 people? If you're not retargeting, then you're missing out. But they're also seeing you there. You're sending them a newsletter. Hopefully you're sending newsletters, God damn it. Are you sending newsletters? They're free. MailChimp. It's free. Up to a certain amount. In person, they're seeing you there. And then what? They're also getting something in the mail from you. Your brand is showing up either in a postcard or a handwritten note. Or Client Giant, a gift. I don't know about you, but when I order Amazon boxes for myself, I get excited. And I'm like, what's in it? And I already know what's in it. Don't you think other people love receiving gifts? Yeah. There's a lot to this. It's a lot of going back to the basics with a twist. There's a lot of technology out there. But you've got to keep going because it's not going to get easier. You just have to have a plan and it's got to be clear. You know, I think the biggest challenge is that we get so caught up in the hardness of it all. It's like, where do we start? What do we do? I'm spending so much money on this. I'm doing this over here. My team's falling apart. They don't produce. The market's crazy. This is why I love hanging out with people in this room, because they inspire me. I sit down and I talk to people. I haven't talked to Dove yet. I need to catch up with Dove. I need to catch up with Don. But these people around you are amazing. They have their own stories to tell. And I need you to be inspired by others. I need you to allow your guard down, talk about your challenges, talk about your growth, because that allows you to get to that next level. These rooms like this are what's going to get you to that next stage in your life, because somebody in here is doing something that you didn't know was possible, and they're doing it in a way that's saving them money and helping them grow. So remember this. In order to make wine, you need to crush grapes. And in order for organic diamonds to grow, organic diamonds, right? You need a whole bunch of pressure. You know those amazing trees in Northern California? The big giant sequoia trees? It starts off in the darkness, underground. So when you're feeling pressure, you're feeling like you're getting crushed, and sometimes you feel all alone in the dark, know that you're being transformed. And that's what you hold on to, because that's what keeps me going. See you in the halls.